Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Welcome to another edition of the Bellisario Sonic YouTube channel. Today, my review of the new Smith-Kotzen album. I was pretty excited when I saw that this was announced, and I saw one of their music videos on YouTube, and I was pretty impressed with it. Here we have two great guitar players getting together. Of course, Kotzen been around a long time. Been in several bands early on in his career, and then has had a great solo career, just great songwriting, kind of heavier rock, bluesy type of singer-songwriter, but heavy rock I would probably classify it as, but more kind of blues infused, I would say. And then, of course, on the other side, you've got Adrian Smith, who is the one of the guitar players for Iron Maiden, and a great guitar player. And so this is a cool meeting of two great musicians that that I was really excited about, and I wasn't disappointed. I think this album is a pretty good album, and I made a whole page of notes. I listened to it twice, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the album. Now, I bought this, I'm a little upset because I bought this on Acoustic Sounds online, and it was supposed to be the red limited edition vinyl. Well, they screwed me and sent me the black instead. And I emailed them and they said they have no more red ones. And I went back online, and lo and behold, on their website, they've still got it listed as the limited edition red vinyl. So this is the vinyl that I got. It sounds great. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I'm a little upset that I didn't get the red vinyl that I ordered. So, yeah, I'm not too happy with those guys right now. So, as far as the record goes, comes with kind of an embossed sleeve. So, there's the back, nice. It's nicely made. The sleeve there, the outer sleeve, and then the inner sleeve is pretty nice. You have a color there of both of them, colored picture, and then you've got all the lyrics on the back. Some interesting things here is that both Adrian Smith-Richie Kotzen both play guitars, and they both sing and share in vocals and on all the songwriting. Richie Kotzen plays the bass on the first 6 tracks, plays the drums on the first 5 tracks, and Adrian Smith plays the bass on tracks 7 through 9. You have guest drums by Nico McBrain, one of the great drummers, Iron Maiden there on track 6. And then the rest of the drums on tracks 7 through 9 are played by Tal Bergman. So and I'll talk a little bit about that as I go through this sheet of notes. As always, it's not a bad sleeve here, but I ended up using a MoFi sleeve to slide in there with it. That's just what I usually do with these. All right, so I would say this is a great heavy rock record. The vocals of both these guys go very good together. The bluesy guitar of Kotzen and that more edgy metal sound, I would say, of Smith go really well together on the record. Both of the tones of the guitars and both of their vocals, I think, are fabulous together. So I think this is a great match. All of these have them, I think, solos by both of them on every single song. You can hear, I think, different influences at different times from each of them, and I'll talk about that on my opinion on what the influence is on some of the songs. So the first song is called "Taking My Chances." It's great, heavy guitar riffs, nice lead fills, a really grooving bass played by Kotzen. I like the drums on it. I thought the drums could be a little more up front. I just thought they were a little bit back in the mix a little bit. That's just personal, taste. But I think it's a great, one of the stronger songs on the album. Very catchy. The solos are great by both of them, and I like the lyrics on the song. So I think "Taking My Chances" is probably one of the stronger songs on the album, as is the second track called "Running," a very catchy song. The drums on here I think are a little more prominent, and they establish a stronger groove. It's a really cool song, and I find that the bass is a little bit more subdued in this mix. But again, I'm not criticizing. I'm just pointing out things that I kind of noticed. And the song is really catchy. The solos are are very strong. I hear a bit of a Maiden sound, Iron Maiden sound in this, in Smith's guitar playing, and it does have a memorable lyrical chorus in this song. So two strong songs right out of the gate. Track 3 is called Scars. This is more of a moody, dark sounding, slower groove song. I like this one quite a bit as well. Really nice guitar fills in between the vocals, and really tasty guitar solos by each of these guys. And they're in these guitar solos, most of them, although there are some extended guitar solos on this album, and I'll talk about them on some of the songs, most of them are pretty regular or song structured songs. So they're not like extended jams for the most part, but there are a couple of exceptions. But this is a really also a very nice ending, swapping solos at the end of the song. So again, another strong song. Track 3, Scars. Number 4, Some People. More of a funky groove. Bass is up front. Groove-driven guitar. Again, nice tasty guitar solos, one after the other, and a really nice closing guitar solo. So again, I think this was a pretty strong song as well. Track 5, the last song on side 1, is called Glory Road. Probably my least favorite song. I'm not saying it's a bad song, it's just probably one of my least memorable songs on the album. It's more of a bluesy feeling, but there are some really nice bluesy guitar solos, contrasting guitar solos on this that are pretty cool and worth listening to, that I really like. So although this and the last song on side 2 are probably my least favorite songs, they're by no means throwaway songs. They're just ones that didn't stick in my head. And again, I listened to this twice through, so it's not like I've gotten overly familiar with every song. I'm giving you my first impressions here. Now, when you flip over to side 2, I was pleasantly surprised by an up-tempo, 70s sounding heavy rock song, kind of in the vein of maybe a Humble Pie type thing. Great rhythm guitars, catchy anthemic song for the road type thing. Nico McBrain on drums. Again, I thought the drums could have been a little more defined in the mix. That's just a personal, something that I observed. I just thought the drums maybe sounded more muddied in the mix. They could have been popped out a little more. But again, a really cool song. And that one's called Solar Fire. So that's the first song on track 2. So a very strong song. I really like it a lot. So those are my thoughts on it, though. The 7th song is called You Don't Know Me. Very darker, slower sound. Nice intro lead guitar. Again, I like the fills, the guitar fills between the vocals. I do hear more of a Maiden influence on this song from personally. I just kind of hear that maybe in the way the vocals flow and the way the guitar fills in there. The bass, I think, is fuller sounding. It's a different tone here with Adrian playing on the bass than what Richie had. And the drum sound is a little bit different with Tao. It's the first song with Tao Bergman on the drums. Great sounding guitar solos and a nice breakdown and interlude. And this is one of the longer songs on the album, so they do stretch out with some really cool guitar solos. So I think this is a really strong song on the album. I really enjoyed it. You Don't Know Me. Track 8, I wanna Stay, is more of a slow ballad song. Really nice intro. Again, I do hear like a Maiden influence in the way the vocal phrasing goes. Really a melodic guitar leads. I like the lyrics on the song, and it's really a catchy song. It's one of my favorites on the album. I Wanna Stay. I would kind of call it. I would kind of classify it as a heavy rock ballad almost. And I like the sound of the drums and the bass on this particular track. I just think it's mixed. It sounds different than the other ones on the album. So if that's just kind of what I observed. And the last song, called Till Tomorrow, has more kind of a Hendrixy late 60s heavy sound to it. To me, more that traditional Kotzen sound. And really nice guitar solos to close out the record. And again, a pretty good song. It's probably my least memorable one so far out of listening, again, twice through the record, but by still a really good song. So overall, a really strong album. I think these guys could do a lot of cool things together in the future, and I think they've already talked about. I heard one interview on them on YouTube, and they've already talked about making a second album. So that would be interesting. I'd like to see a little bit of maybe them delve into some longer songs. I mean, these are great. These are like 5-minute songs, so in that range, 4 to 5 minutes, and then of course like the longer song on the album, You Don't Know Me. That's a longer song. I like that track a lot. So I'd like to see them maybe stretch out a little more and do instead of sticking to that traditional song format, which they've done a great job on this album. I would like to see what they could come up with together, maybe stretching out and breaking away a little bit away from the traditional song format, because I think these two guys come up with some really cool stuff. They're both great musicians, great lyrics, great trading guitar solos. The production of the album overall was done very well. I think, again, I have just a couple of things that I thought on the drums and the bass that could have been done a little bit different on the first side of the record, especially. But that's, again, not. I have a hard time, criticizing anybody's work because of all the time and work that goes into making an album, which I know very well. I've done a couple of my own, and I like to hear people's criticism on my recordings and everything. And there's part of you that's really happy about the way it came out, and then when someone talks about the mix or this or that, I like to get their opinion and to maybe look at what I could do different in the future. So this is a real positive album. I like it a lot. I would say, like, on a scale of 10, I put it like around 7, something like that. It's a very strong album, and I really like it. And I think these two guys could do a lot of great stuff together. And so that's my review of the Smith-Kotzen project. Cool album. And I still want my red copy, but I guess that's not going to happen. All right. So go out and get it. Money well worth spending, and some great music to listen to. All right. Take care.